Hey, look at everybody. Everybody, yes. Everybody's doing a job out here. I love this crowd. Are you kidding me? Oh, come on. I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna bask in this for a moment. That's too good. Too good. Tuesday, September 14, 2021. John here. I'm your host. It's the John Show. It'd be weird if somebody else is hosting it. Although, you know, there's a handful of people who can pull it off. Eric Andre could. Then you just end up with his dick tucked between his legs like usual. Isn't that right, Hannibal? That's what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. Well, welcome in. Well, as you can see here, Tuesday has been a busy day. A lot of stuff going on. Okay, everybody, I got you. Okay. We're going to take everybody enthusiasm. I love what you guys are doing. We need to take it down just a notch. You got it. You got it. All right. Are we good? Okay, we're good. We're going to bring all this down a little bit. All right. Now we're in. Okay. Yeah, so it's Tuesday night at 7:22 on the West Coast. I'm here in LA, Monkey Mountain. Freedom shout out to everybody around the world. Woohoo! I spent a long, busy day in Hollywood, so my cameras didn't get charged up. So normally what's an extravagant multi-camera show has been reduced to one mirror webcam for now, while other things are on their chargers. It's a whole thing. I've been busy. I did epic shit. Why? Because I'm epic and I do epic stuff. That's my life. I shot a couple of promos in Hollywood for new cryptocurrency from my man Jordan Urbanovich, who's running the Pele network on the Zalika blockchain. So we did that. That's cool. Little flower of life up in ya. There you go. You want to know the secrets to the labyrinth? I know the secrets to the labyrinth. Who doesn't know the secrets to the labyrinth? Fucking Jennifer Connelly, that's who. But you got all sucked in there. Power of the babe. Who do? You do, boo do. The power of the babe. All right, I have in my hands a blank card. That means nothing. All right. These are the jokes, folks. We're here at the John Log. You know what I'm saying? Uh-oh. Something went down. We got all that stuff coming in and out. Now we got the intro. All right. And that blank card is still here to this very day. This may be a small show, maybe a truncated show. We maybe do this quick. How quick? I don't know. Get off my back. All right, folks. I'm a certified actor. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'd be like I'd be the guy in prison that survives on entertainment skills. They'd be like, yo, dude, you can't kill John, man. They're like, why? Why? I say, why can't I kill John? I really want to kill John. And they'll be like, he's too entertaining. Facts. I'm based. I'm here with facts. What are we gonna go into, man? What we gonna get? Smokey's like conscientious objector, man. Oh, I just thought he was sensitive, dude. I knew he had sensitivities. Yeah, a little more than that, buddy. Let's see, we gotta set this whole thing up. We're gonna set this whole thing up. Do. You know what I'm saying? How could you know what I'm saying? There's no way you could know what I'm saying. Ooh, that was cool. I don't even care, but that's not the thing I want. Yeah, we'll just take it over to that anyway. All right, here we go. We're gonna kick this over. What? You know, the fan favorite. Welcome to Old Timey News. We're here with the news, being all old timey. Stuff is old being news. How are you doing? The news. Anyway, here, watch grass grow. Okay, so we're gonna hit the news real quick. I haven't read the news today. A lot of stuff went down. The Democrats are supposed to be running a rigged election today. Last time I checked, they had literally a print your own ballot election. I mean, it's like the Onions writing this reality at this point. But they have to pretend like the fix this. In California, the crossroads of recall voters decide to fate its future state. They didn't run that headline for fucking 50 years. Let's see, COVID and homelessness is key issues. Sort of. I mean, it's more like that Gavin Newsom's an insurrection traitor who's targeting small businesses and independent sovereign people for elimination. But, you know, you can say it however you want to say it. Yeah, recall. Backers feel unfounded claims of rigged voting. They literally said that you can print your own ballots at home, which means no tracking on it at all. And they also have the new feature they created where you can make up your own vote from home. You can vote online at home with no ID and no traceability and no ability to like even check it. It's like, like even a level 1 hacker would be like, oh yeah, like ripped much. Anyway. Let's see, California fires burning at higher elevations. That's because direct energy weapons are being used against America. The Trump administration told us that. Hollywood says the anti-racism push is not a fad. No, if Hollywood cared, they would have gotten behind Larry Elder, a self-made black man from Compton, California, running against the establishment on his own due to a wrinkle in time. And not one single Hollywood, BLM, single like humanitarian person came out and said, hey, wouldn't it be great for everybody if after all the BLM stuff happened in 2020 where everybody got burned down and intimidated and terrorism was let loose, that Larry Elder, a black man, could be elected to office. You know what I'm saying? That would have been like the perfect capper on BLM. But here you are, Hollywood they're just lying. They're like, look, we'll give a few people. None of these people are the blacks that they're talking about, by the way. When we're talking about blacks, we're talking about people that are like regular people who are grouped together in controllable blocks for political agendas. And these people that you see on the screen are people that are pre-vetted to be part of their elitist club, and they're insiders. So they're no longer part of that management. So like once you transcend past the management level of critical theory, you're part of the Polo Bureau. So these are all Polo Bureau members. They just happen to be black. That's the whole thing. Yeah, Carnivate, that's a joke because the FDA already pulled the PCR reports. Here we go. Norm Macdonald, comedian, SNL actor, writer, dies at 61. Dude, Norm's one of the best. I want to see more on that. Let's go. Let's check out. Let's see what Hollywood Reporter said about Norm. Because Norm, he's one of my favorite. I featured my first like holy shit I'm in Hollywood moment was when me and my brother, we got to feature at the Hollywood Improv. We were stand-up comics, and it was a big deal. And it turned out that we were featuring for Norm Macdonald, which meant we were opening for Norm Macdonald. And it was amazing. It was one of the highlights. It was honestly like, yeah, it was honestly one of the. See, even with a single cam show, you get real emotion. It was honestly one of the highlights of my career, my life. Yeah, I love you, Norm. The guy was too good, man. The guy was too pure. He never gave in. He never gave in to the darkness. He just was a hilarious ray of caustic light, and he just never backed down, man. He was him till the day he died. He was a true comedian. He like truly kept his curiosity and a bit of his innocence his whole life. And everybody I knew in Hollywood that like talked to him, they nothing but great things to say. I mean, he had his issues, like, but they were minor. They were regular issues. They weren't like crazy, like debauchery, degenerate issues. It was like he's a dude, you know, with life. Love you, Norm. Plus, Norm was sick of it all. Let's get into that. I'm gonna put this. Start putting this out. I'm gonna RIP Norm. We're gonna do this live on the air. We're gonna do this live on the air. We're doing this live. We're in the modern era. Hey TikTok, John here. I'm shooting the John Show live right now, which goes out on my YouTube and my Twitch, and I have the unfortunate duty to inform you, if you haven't heard already, that Norm Macdonald has passed away. And I'm talking about Norm here on the air. There's Norm. There's the show. And I was telling everyone that Norm Macdonald was the first major comedian that I ever got to open for. It was a huge breakthrough moment in my life. And it was at the Hollywood Improv with my brother. We were the Ska Brothers. And we got the notice that we were going to feature at the Hollywood Improv, and we ended up featuring for Norm and opening for him. Norm's been just amazing. He's an amazing human being. He kept his innocence underneath all his caustic wit, and he's a light shining in the world, and we're all going to miss you, Norm. Everybody had nothing but nice things to say, and you were sick of it all already, Norm, so good for you to get out of here. I love you, Norm. You're the best. Hey, TikTok, John here. I'm shooting with the John. So there we go. That's fresh. This is how we're doing it. So we're going to put this up for Norm. We'll pull a little solitary music. R.I.P. Norm. We all love you, Norm. You know that. How can you not know that? It just, sometimes you guys got to roll, man. I don't know what he died of. Let's see. Did they say what he died of? Private battle with cancer. That's rough, man. Norm. Yeah, I remember. I have a good little story. Not a great one, but I gotta put this up while we're doing this. Okay, I think it's gonna work. We're getting this in. Okay, we'll put that out. That'd be tasteful for all the Norm people. I'm gonna put this up. Okay, here we go. Gotta let that roll in. Weird show, huh? Weird show today, guys. Okay. Norm Let me get this up, and then I'll tell a little story for all to hear. Nothing like after doing a death note, a little bong rip. We'll get a little bong, we'll get a little rip in here, and then I know it's a weird show today. Okay, so here's the Norm story. Yeah, so I go back in. So I go to the Hollywood Improv, and we're in community, and we go in and see people. I remember I went in one night in like 2010, 2011, and wait, 2009, and Norm was in there at the Improv, and he's on stage, and he starts opening with some new material, and he's telling a joke about. No, I started reading the Bible. I'm kind of surprised North America still eats apples. And the crowd hated it. He like kept going with the bit. And Norm was not in style at the time. He was not in vogue. So the crowd was like killing him. They're just like, they want him to like to go away. And you know, me and my brother were sitting there, we were just like, this is hilarious. And it was even more funny that the crowd wasn't laughing, because then it was like, it took on this cinematic quality where here we are with Norm, you know, our hero, like one of our comedy heroes, and we just opened for him, you know, whatever. And then we're watching him, not just bomb, but like get blasted. Like, they were just like giving it to him, just like treating him like just the biggest no-name, and the material was fantastic. The material was just super awesome, and there he was, just like not getting any laughs, and me and my brother just laughing like, this is too funny. You know, like, they're not giving him anything, and that was Norm. You know, like sometimes like he was so smart, and he was like coming at from his own angle that, you know, love him or hate him. And yeah, it's Norm. It's a good old Norm, dude. Travel well, Mr. Macdonald. Okay, so let's get back into the news stuff. Let's see what we got. What's up, guys? What's up, TikTok? We're doing the John Show live. This is what it looks like. We're kicking out. It's live streamer. You guys are like, I wouldn't say you're behind the scenes. You're more like on the side of the scenes. You know what I'm saying? I had a big day in Hollywood. I was doing a bunch of shooting out in Hollywood today. So now I'm taking it back to the studio to do the John Show. I'm interactive. You can drop things. Today, you know, there's a California recall. I'm here in Hollywood, California. Thanks for the rose. Appreciate that. We're out here in California where we have the recall, and also we had the news today. If you haven't heard, comedian Norm Macdonald died, and Norm's one of my favorite comedians, and I have a really personal connection with him. One of my big breaks in my stand-up comedy career was I got to open for Norm, and he was definitely one of my comedy heroes, and it's just been, you know, it was great to meet him and be a part of what he did, you know, which he's an epic dude, and that was cool. And here we are. We're gonna cover a little bit of the recall, which is a hilarious joke because they announced ahead of time that you can print your own ballots at home. I mean, are you serious? Like, is the Onion running these elections? That's what I want to know. Seriously, like, you can literally print your own ballot at home, and there's one that's even worse. They announced that you can do your own internet voting from home. It's untraceable. There's no auditing of it. It's just, they're like, oh yeah, you can like vote from home on the internet with your own whatever, and there's like no way they can't tell shit about it. It's, oh my god, totalitarian takeovers suck. Can I say that? Can we just be real? Totalitarian takeover is it's the lamest thing. It's this huge wave of nothing blackness, and you're just, now I get what all those people were saying. Those people in those other countries, when they were running with their hair on fire out of the crappy country, and they came to America, and they're like, no, you don't understand what these people do. They're idiots, and they're criminals, and they take over the country, and then they just run it into the ground like their own sick little playground. And how do they even enjoy what they're doing? They're just like, they take a good country and they treat it like a locust eating a crop, and they just corrupt the shit out of it, and then they're sitting on a pile of crap at the end of the day. And what? So I mean, like, that's like, this polling is, I mean, even Saddam Hussein pretended like the polling was fair. His problem is he was always like, oh, it's 99.9% for Saddam. They're like, he's like, I'm so surprised to be Saddam and be reelected. But like, even they like had like, even like the polling looked more normal than this. And it's like, come on. And on top of it, they're running against a black guy who's a self-made dude from Compton. He's running against the entire system. It's the ultimate underdog story in like forever, like since Nelson Mandela, for real. Like anybody who knows anything about LA on a high level knows that the African American areas of Los Angeles, the South Central, have been targeted by government programs for destruction for like 60 years. It's completely provable. And Larry Elder rose above that. He's like Kendrick Lamar of fucking politics. And I had to watch like the LA Times run the most racist campaign ever against, Larry Elder's. And so whatever. So now I get it. So, okay, let's look at some other news. What else is going on? We got Norm ads. Let's go here. How are you guys doing? Feel free to drop comments. Let's get into this. We got treason. Now they're charging report. General Milley called China behind Trump's back. Called treason. That is treason. There's a lot of treason going around. I want to start doing. I want to do that "Man Who Sold the World" song to like a bunch of what these guys are doing, but not the Bowie version, the Cobain unplugged version. Where are you guys at? How's your day coming along? Let's see. There's the live streamer. Why did what's he been going on with all this stuff? Oh yeah, this dude. I mean, what a sicko. This guy he can't keep his hands to himself. I swear it's like the Onion is running this reality. God's just like, yo, we're going to turn the absurdity level up to 37 and see if anybody notices. People are noticing. Anyway. Okay, so, yeah, we'll go through there. Let's get into some. So we'll chill it out. That's a bit spicy. It's a spicy day. I'll do the Bell of Porch, like. See, you gotta have that in the toolkit. You gotta have the eyes in the toolkit. Okay, we're gonna do some sports. Let's see. Oh, Aaron Gordon got a $92 million extension. Good for you, Aaron Gordon. You're more than dunks. You can shoot corner threes too. Dude, Greg Fokker, dude, I get shadow banned all the time, man. I take shots, and when you take shots, when you're a shot taker, you get shadow banned, and like, so even if you're following me, dude, I've been posting religiously, like, I did start a new account, but they fuck with that one too. Dude, what do you want, man? Like, that's the nature of this game, is like, I'm making jokes about I'm making like laser guided jokes about this stuff, and I'm doing it on an institution app. Like, there's no getting around it. They're not gonna be like, oh, hey, yeah, that's great. You're really like hitting the nail on the head. We're gonna let's keep doing that. So, but I still do them 2 or 3 times a week. I do the news of the news. If you go through my profile right now and you go, dude, I do news of the news 2 to 3 times a week. I put out to the fire all the time. Some of them gets through. Sometimes it gets through. But like they'll keep it, like they usually park it like 200, and like it's retarded because on the algorithm, my likes to view ratio is insanely high, and whenever they go big, my likes to view ratio gets even better when it goes to the FYP. Like my videos that go 6 figures, like let's say I have like one that does 250,000 or something. When it goes 250,000, dude, I'll get something like 50,000 likes or like something huge. And like here's the thing, like a 10 to 1, if you get 10 views and 1 like, that's a good ratio. Like that's like a 10% is like a legit good like ratio. And when mine go big, they get into like 40% territory, which is insane. Because it's just the truth. Like that's the thing. That's the whole balance of all of this. This is why it's like so important to keep doing this, even if they shadow ban or even if it sucks or whatever. Because the whole thing about this is trying to inject truth into the system. That's it. And the problem is that the people that we're going against, they're real. Like we've proven our case. Like there is an unelected global government that runs through corporations and state cooperation, and it runs on blackmail and leverage and all these things. It's like we know, and lots of people have proven it, and lots of people know it's true, and like now everybody's waking up to it. And I've been dealing with it for like 25, 30 years. The problem is that they are real, and that when you're taking shots at them, they can like turn you off because they are that, and they're super bad people. So, you know, that's why like Bella Porch is like allowed to be like, you know, give her 1 trillion views because, and then she like, you know, goes around like a little satanic whore in her Filipino lingerie, and like, good for her to make a buck, but that's like, they don't allow too many like actual truth tellers to roll through, especially when you're in like one of the phases of the takeover. And right now we're in a like they need the United States so bad because they got the rest of the country, they got the rest of the other countries on pretty good lock. It's almost like satanic risk, where it's like, oh shit, you gotta get all the countries at once. That's their problem. They gotta do the takeover. It's a coordinated takeover. They gotta do it all at once. And if they don't get it right at the right time, it doesn't work. And right now it's not working because of guys like me, because of audience people like you, because of people who refuse energetically to accept them. And really, like honestly, with the injections, because let's face it, they're not vaccines at this point. Anybody calling it vaccine at this point, it's like they don't know science. So the injections, for all the things that they're going to do, are they going to like spider web chronic conditions that are like untraceable but feed back into their medical system? Yeah, because that's what they've been doing for like 60 years, and we've proven it. If you Google who the largest fraud lawsuit ever awarded in America is against, it's Pfizer. Pfizer had to pay a $2.1 billion fine for having the largest fraud case ever in American history. So the company that has been awarded against the largest fraud case in history has been given a no liability clause to do the world's first genetic editing. That's what it is. It's a bunch of eugenicists who want depopulation, who got liability to put out an injection. And for sure, what one of those things that injection does is it disables your body's ability to receive like the frequencies that it needs to, because it goes in and fucks with the editing. So for sure, it cuts down your ability to channel the frequencies you need to upgrade, along with a whole host of other things. And it ruins your ability to bring in the light. That's the core thing that it does. It's like going in to make it so that you can't channel the light. Because that's, if you ever look at all of their actions, because they are Satanists and because they are trying to wipe out the light, all of their actions are just to snuff out light wherever it shows up. Because light leads to independent sovereignty, and independent sovereignty leads to lack of control. And that's all they get their kicks out of, because they've bred themselves for generations like the reptilian pieces of shit they are, because those are their bosses. And they've bred out everything, so the only fuel and energy they run on is low vibe pain, low vibe control, all this stuff. And like, if they don't have a sheep pen to torture, they're out of vibes. They don't vibe on good stuff, and so like they don't want any of the sheep like waking up and be like, yeah, you know, not into that. Like, I'm gonna leave the pen. That's why Pearl Jam Versus album is a sheep gnawing at the fence. So and also if you listen to Go or Versus, because it's versus, it's the sheep versus the people. That's what Pearl Jam's saying. And if you listen to those tracks, the wisdom in there, like, you know, forms a very clear picture, as does a lot of the 90s alternative music. That's why I hated 90s alternative music, because 90s alternative music camouflaged a lot of prophets, like American prophets, who were putting out information for, like, that's the other reason why they deleted Gen X. Because Gen X, we got all that. We're sleeper cell light workers, a lot of us, like new age people waiting for the end time. Like, my joke about Gen X was like, we're just gonna sleep in and watch a world burn. And we did. And now it's time to go see if we can, you know, save it before they kill everybody off. Yeah, I was from Canada and Australia. I was shocked. Dude, I did not have Australia going down. I really didn't. I did not see Australia going down. That was the whole thing that, like, I thought they were, like, wild-ass fucking bush dudes, penal colony people, and they didn't... I figured they were... And they seem to always be spot on China. They were always like watchdog in China, because they know China's a bunch of cocksuckers, and they're just the Borg. They've bred the humanity out of themselves. Yeah, I was shocked to see Australia go down without a fight. I was shocked to see Canada go down. And I'm, you know, happy that, like, we're doing what we're doing. Yeah, they didn't have any weapons. But here's the thing, is, like, there's still... The switch hasn't been flipped yet, is the thing. Like, they need to go Mad Max on it, is what they need to do. And they also need to start organizing. This is like, look, everybody, like, they say militia, right? They go, oh, militia. Militia is only... People have this idea, when you talk about, like, forming a militia, that it's only a guerrilla unit. Like, oh, you're just getting local citizens together for, like, guerrilla assault raids. You know, that's the idea in most people's mind. Like, they think, oh, you just get together and, like, go gang it up. Like, no. A properly formed militia has the ability to be like, okay, out of our citizen militia, does anybody here have any diplomacy training or civil affairs training? And you say, oh, this guy does. And you go, oh, okay, you take 2 escorts, you take 2 bodyguards, and you go find the police liaison. And you see if there's, like, somebody in the Aussie Police Department who will talk some sense with you, like, as a free person. And you negotiate, and you keep going around the precincts till you find a police unit that's willing to, like, band up with, like, one of your local militias, right? Then once you do that, then you start forming a resistance. Then you start finding out, are there any clean politicians left? Are there any clean military units left you can get to? And then once you get enough of them, and you have to do it, then you go, okay, cool, like, how do we... Then you start planning the warfare side of things. Then you start figuring out how to mount an actual resistance. But with the militia, you keep it super chill at first. You just get a contact list. You get inventory of skills. You get inventory of equipment. Then you can start strategizing. But you have to know what the local intel is. You have to know friends and foes, like potential people you can flip, all that stuff. You got to find out if people have bunkers. You got to find out if people have built underground tunnels. You got to find out who has food supplies, who has caches. You got to find out all that stuff. And Australia needs to be doing that, like, right now, because because they're already killing their kids, and the next phase is going to be like abject martial law, like more than martial law, like make things like Gitmo, but like large scale. Anyway, it's a whole thing. Yeah, recall ended today. In person ended today. Is a whole thing. I went and voted. Obviously, I voted for Larry Elder. Hopefully be California's first black governor. It'd be great. It's sad as fuck that all these people went around burning everything in 2020 saying Black Lives Matter, which they do. And then they had a chance to vote in a self-made black man from Compton and there's going to be a shitload of black people who don't vote for him, and they vote for a racist establishment, disgusting, corrupted white politician, and like they're going to have to live with that. And when Kanye said, "You can stop being slaves whenever you want," being slaves mentality, that's what he's talking about. Why is there one single black person voting for Gavin Newsom? How did they explain that to their like grandkids? Oh yeah, I had a chance to vote for Larry Elder, arguably the Kendrick Lamar of politics. And I voted for the obviously corrupt white guy who ran a racist campaign. History is going to show. He ran the campaign like the Ku Klux Klan would run, literally. It was insane. It was insane to watch him do that. It was insane to watch the LA Times get his back. I don't know who these people are. They're so racist, it's insane. I mean, literally, that sentence is completely literal. They're insane. It was so racist that it is insane. Those people should be locked up in Arkham Asylum for calling Larry Elder the blackface white supremacy. They should be put in Arkham Asylum for like half a dozen other things he said. It's insanity. And the good thing is that they're incompetent. So they don't know what to do with all the power. They don't know what to do with all the corruption. And guess what? It's a free country. So they didn't get enough of the states to make it work. Because you needed like group psychosis, and they didn't do it. It shattered it. In their hatred, they shattered it. And in the shattering, they lost the attempt to take homogenous control of everything. So fucking jokes on them. I'm into that shit. I don't know when we're gonna find out who won. It's a good question. We're spitting super hot fire here. Close this out for a little bit. Get into the old Kratos. I'm gonna outro desk. We're gonna outro desk this, guys. We're doing the live stream here. We'll twist you guys around over here. Twist you guys. Let's see if we get this. Twist this around. Because I think we did enough. That was pretty fiery. What's up, everybody? If you guys watched, I'll say it with you guys, TikTok, you guys for a few, but I gotta, because I'm doing the live stream on YouTube and Twitch right now. TikTok is, they're supposed to give me my live stream key. See, here's another thing. They're like, oh, you don't get a live stream key. I'm in the creator fund. I got 34,000 people. I'm literally famous. Like, I've been on TMZ. I've been on TV. I've been on like a bunch of shit. And they're just like, oh, yeah, like, we're not going to give you, like, the live stream key. I'm like, dude, I'm not a 16-year-old MySpace girl. Like, give me a break. Anyway, so this is the podcast couch. You're on John's Hollywood Futon. You know, here we are. We're finishing it out. I don't know. Is this interesting? Is it not interesting? Did we do anything today? We found out there's a recall election in California. Highlight a lot of issues: corruption, race, institutionalism versus independent sovereignty, elites versus the people. You know, one of the people's favorite comedians, Norm Macdonald, died today. And I think it's good to remember that we think comedians and we think of it in the entertainment packaging, right? Which is fine because that's how it is. But it's also good to remember, especially when you know, one of my fraternity members dies, that being a comedian it's a type of human being. Like, we naturally exist. It's, if we were just in a tribe somewhere and there was no stage and there was no idea of theater, there would still be a fucking comedian in your tribe. There would still be like fucking, you know, John Numbnuts over in the corner that, like, after he got done hunting and gathering and shit, he'd be over like fucking farting into the fire and like making ass flames and you know, like throwing rocks at animals off of fucking things and falling off of trees and shit and like making weird noises just to get laughs and like maybe even like the first laughs, you know. I mean, cavemen had to be the first laughs. There's been comedians ever because laughing is something we need. Why? Because of shitty recalls like today. Life is tough and it's heavy, and you know, comedians like Norm are some of the gifts that the heavens send us to get through this really tough thing we call life. Yeah, and there you go. Got to in this moment, the TikTok live, I just got suspended for violating community guidelines, just for telling the truth about stuff, and that's why God sends comedians down so that we can tell the truth for as long as we can while making people laugh. It's a delicate balance, and some of us are better at it than others. So, rest in peace, Norm, up there in heaven for sure. Thanks for touching my life. Thanks for touching the lives of so many. I think I speak for everybody when I say we love you.